Nadine, what a huge privilege to be able to share in your practice this morning. I just know that we keep hearing about you, and probably for the last 2 years, Kate and I are like, how could we get her? How could we get moms to come and participate in a yoga experience with so much going on in life? And it's almost like the blessing of these times that we could open the space and that could have join us. Thank you for allowing us to share in your practice this morning. So how does this fit into our LL program? So what we've tried to do is make it a very holistic program. Instead of, you know, making LL overwhelming, like try and change your whole life, try and change everything about who you are. What we've done is broken it down into bite-sized chunks. So work on your mind, work on your growth, your mental and emotional growth, work on your chesed, do more good deeds, but very, very importantly is work on your movement, work on your body, work on finding your greatest and highest potential within yourself. So that is how our Wednesday mornings fit into the program. And just before I introduce Nadine officially, I just want to let you all know that tonight we're going to be having a webinar with Elisheva Gilbert, an incredible human being, a brilliant speaker, and she's going to be giving us real strategies for how to improve our lives, how to come to the race prepared. But yeah, that's tonight at 7:30, I believe. And now just to introduce Nadine very briefly so we can get onto our mats. So Nadine is a qualified Yoga Alliance teacher and has been practicing yoga since 2002. She's the owner of Yoga Lover, where she has created a unique environment where students feel comfortable to practice yoga at their own unique level. Nadine continues to advance her yoga studies and experience with a particular focus on health, integrity, and alignment on the human body. She has been privileged to learn from amazing yoga teachers. I don't know if I'll be able to pronounce all of their names, and continues to learn. And Nadine's quote says, "Yoga brings me joy. It is something that stays deep within that I'm lucky to access whenever I need it." We feel super, super lucky and privileged to access your magic today. So without further ado, I hand over to Nadine. Nate, if you can just unmute.
Okay, so welcome everyone. Luckily, I recognize a lot of you. It's always difficult to teach people that you don't know, and especially to a screen, like talking to yourself. So yeah, I think let's get going, let's practice. I think just judging from the people that are on the chat, we're going to do a full hour. I hope that's okay, Robin. Just you can tell me yes or no.
Sure.
Okay, great. So I think we're going to do a full hour. It's going to be more of a physical practice. I'm going to share a few things through the practice, but it's mainly a physical practice. You need a mat. If you've got a block, a strap, and a blanket, that's amazing. But I've kind of structured it with the thought in mind that people don't have any props at home. So I think let's begin. Okay, so you're going to begin on your mat in a pose called Adho Mukha Virasana. Don't worry about the names of the poses. I'm going to explain all of them to you. So your toes are together, your knees are apart. I'll just show you from the front what it looks like. Toes together, knees apart. And then you're going to sit back onto your heels. So some of you might know this as child's pose. Your knees are apart, and then you're going to extend your arms forward and come to bring your head down to the floor. Now, if your head doesn't reach the floor, you can place a blanket or a cushion or something underneath your floor, underneath the head, and then just gently come to rest your head down. And your arms are quite active. If you've got any shoulder injuries or neck injuries, in fact, I should have just mentioned it. I know a lot of you on the chat, if some of you have got specific injuries that I need to know about, just put it on the chat and I'll just quickly come see, because it's always nice for me to know. I'm always kind of really concerned about people's injuries. So I'm just going to watch the chat. If there's anything I need to know, please place it there. Otherwise, extend through your arms and then gently come to place your head down onto the floor. So I'm going to keep my head lifted because I just want to speak for a few moments. But for you guys, I'd like you to extend your arms and then just rest your head gently onto the floor and come to close your eyes. So don't come to sit up. I'm just sitting up so that I can chat. So just slowly starting to find your breath, allowing your body to settle into the shape and allowing your hips to melt to the floor. And if extending your arms is too stressful for your shoulders, just relax your arms down. Just relax them down and just make sure that you're finding a certain quietness in this beginning pose. So Elul is a month when we get to know ourselves. It's a time of introspection and renewal. It's a time to refresh and renew our bodies. It's a month of compassion and kindness. And it's a time to open our hearts to ourselves and those around us. So as Robin mentioned in the beginning, for me, I started yoga because yoga brings me joy. It's the time when I connect to myself, and yoga helps me to be deep within myself. And for those of you who practice regularly, you'll know that yoga basically breaks down the layers of your personality. It gets to your very deepest essence, your soul. And when you practice yoga regularly, you really do become the best version of yourself. And I think that's quite apt for Elul. This is a time where we want to be the best versions of ourselves. It's a time where we want to break down the layers of our personality, not in a hard way, but it's a time where we're looking within. It's a time where we want to introspect, look at ourselves with a fresh perspective. So today in this short hour, we're going to focus on opening our heart center, our heart chakra. Now, when you're lying here, your heart chakra is the space that's moving towards the floor. It's also the space behind your heart center, at the back of your shoulder blades into the middle spine. The heart is the center of our bodies, and it's the seat of our emotions. It also is the seat of our relationships with others and those around us. And during this time, Hashem shows us so much kindness. Honestly, you really feel it in this month. It's like Elul comes, the energy changes, and you literally feel Hashem's presence in your life. And if you're connected to Hashem, you tap into it and you really feel it more. So during this time, Hashem shows us his kindness. And as a result, we have to show kindness to others. So by opening up our hearts in our practice today, our intention is to open ourselves up to kindness, positivity, and renewal. So just taking a few more breaths in this pose, extending into your arms. And I want you to really feel that message of kindness, positivity, and renewal. And that is going to be what we're going to move through our practice with today. And then just set an intention. I know intention seems sometimes silly, but set an intention that no matter what happens in your day is going to be focused on kindness, positivity, renewal, and a good attitude. So staying in this position, start to extend your arms again, okay? So if you were relaxing your arms, extend them now, make them active. And then from here, lift your head up slightly, and I want you to thread your right arm underneath your left arm. So you're bringing your right shoulder down to the floor, your right hand's moving to the right, and I want you to come onto your left fingertips so that you start to open up into your left shoulder and open up into the left side of your heart. So your right shoulder's down and your left fingertips are extending forward. Take a deep breath in, see if you can open your left rib cage a little bit more. And then slowly come to release. Extend into both arms now. Lift up very slightly and then thread your left arm underneath the right so that you come onto your outer left shoulder and then extend your right fingertips. Come onto your fingertips like you're cupping an orange and then start to turn over towards the right, opening your right armpit, opening the right side of your rib cage. And feel the spaciousness across the right side of your heart. And then slowly come to extend into your fingertips one more time. And from here, we're making our way into downward dog. So come into your hands and knees. Spread open into the palms of your hands. If you look down at your hands, you want all your fingers spreading open evenly. Then tuck your toes under, lift up your knees, and we're going to start off in downward dog on our tippy toes. So start high up onto your tippy toes. And those of you that have got tight hamstrings, I obviously can't see you, then just keep a slight bend in your knees and keep your tailbone lifting up as you lengthen through your spine. If you don't have tight hamstrings, you can straighten your legs, but stay on your tippy toes. Press strongly into your hands, lift up from your forearm, wrap your upper bicep ring, and then from here, maybe if it's available to you, you can start to lower your heels to the floor. If it feels too much for you, you stay on your tippy toes. So the intention of downward dog is never to actually get your heels down unless you've got very open hamstrings. Intention is to straighten your arms, straighten your legs, and feel as much lift in your body as possible. Now, in your downward dog, take your awareness to your heart chakra again. Feel how your heart moves to the floor. Feel how your back body opens up as your heart moves to the floor. Then from here, you're going to slowly come to walk your feet forward towards the front of the mat. Separate your feet hip distance apart and just bring your hands onto your shins and trying to get as much length into your spine. You want to create like a tabletop spine, almost as if you want to try and balance a cup of tea on your back. And then firming up your legs, bring your hands to your hips and slowly coming up to standing at the front of your mat and bring your feet together. So those of you that know, a lot of my students are linked in. We always start off our class with some sun salutations just to warm up our body. So standing in Tadasana, mountain pose at the front of your mat, and just for a moment, come to close your eyes. Feel where your weight is. Notice whether your weight is maybe more towards your toes, towards your heels, maybe towards the right side of the mat, left side of the mat, and just come to center yourself. And really, again, tap into that feeling of openness, positivity, that feeling of renewal in your heart center. And then slowly come to open into your eyes. You're going to inhale, lift your hands up and overhead. Exhale to fold all the way down. Inhale to your flat back, bring your hands onto your shins. Bend your knees, hands to the floor, step with your right leg, come back into downward facing dog. Stretching out your spine again. Keep your hands where they are. Inhale, come forward to a plank position. So in plank, your hands are straight into the floor, your shoulders are supporting you, your belly lifts up towards your spine, you press back into your heels. Lower your knees to the floor, hug your elbows in, come all the way down to your belly. Untuck your feet, bring your hands next to your chest, coming up into a small baby cobra. So this is our first back bend. So with the heart chakra and opening up our heart, we're going to move towards some back bends at the end of the class. Exhale to release, come onto your hands and knees and come back into downward facing dog. Inhale to look forward, step your feet forward towards the front of the mat. Exhale down. Inhale, lift your hands all the way up. Exhale, bring your hands to your heart center, release into mountain pose. So that's one round of sun salutation. Inhale to lift. Exhale to fold down. Come to your flat back, either fingers to the floor onto your shins. Step back with your left leg into downward facing dog. Inhale forward to plank. Press back into your feet, lift up into your belly. Lower your knees down, hug your elbows in, come all the way down. Untuck your feet, bring your chest through, come into baby cobra. Exhale to release, come onto your hands and knees, back into downward facing dog. Just take a few breaths in your downward dog. Looking forward, step your feet between your hands. Exhale down. Inhale, lift your hands up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Release into mountain pose. So the sun salutations warm up your body, almost like the sun warms up the earth in the morning. Inhale to lift your hands up. Let's focus on the breath. Exhale, fold down. Breathe in as you look forward. As you breathe out, step back to downward facing dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Those of you that know chaturanga to upward dog, do it. Otherwise, I'm going to show you the easier variation. You lower your knees down, hug your elbows in, baby cobra. Exhale, come back to downward facing dog. Step your feet forward towards the front of the mat. Exhale down. Inhale, lift your hands up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Release into mountain pose. We're going to do 2 more rounds, really trying to access our breath. Breathe in, lift your hands up. Slow breath out. Inhale, into your flat back. Step back with your left leg into downward dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Either chaturanga to upward dog or lower your knees down. Baby cobra. Exhale, come back to downward facing dog. Just take a few breaths in your downward dog. Relax your head and notice how each downward dog changes as your body becomes more warm and open. Step your feet forward between your hands. Exhale down. Inhale, lift your hands up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Release into mountain pose. Last round. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, breathe out. Inhale to your flat back. Step back into downward dog. Inhale, forward to plank. Use your breath. Lower your knees if you need to. Otherwise, chaturanga into upward dog or baby cobra. Exhale, come back to downward facing dog. Just staying in your downward dog for a moment. Reset your body. Step or hop your feet forward. Exhale down. Inhale, lift your hands up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Release into mountain pose. Okay. So now that we feel warm, we're going to start moving into postures. I've kept it quite simple because I'm not sure of everyone's level. You're going to inhale, lift your arms up, and then at the same time, bend your knees into chair pose. So in your chair pose, you want to squeeze your inner thighs towards each other, squeeze your inner knees towards each other, and then move your buttocks down towards your heels. So you're trying to get your thighs as parallel to the floor as possible. Lift your chest, bring your lower ribs towards your spine. Now, although this is not a back bend, there's a lot of work happening into the upper back. So feel that opening in the upper back. Then exhale to fold down. Inhale to your flat back. Step or hop back to downward dog. So just coming into your downward dog. From your downward dog, you're going to bring your feet to touch. You're going to lift your right leg up, keeping your hips level. So coming into a downward dog split. So you don't want to open up your hips because the hips aren't warm enough just yet. So drop the right hip down, draw the right inner thigh towards the midline. Then you're going to come forward into plank, and I want you to bring your right knee into your chest. So round your back and bring your right knee up towards your chest. Step your right foot between your hands and just lower the back knee down. Untuck the foot. Then from here, bring your hands onto your hips. So look at your right foot, make sure it's facing forward. Draw your inner knees in. Now, if your left knee is hurting you, you can use a blanket to cushion the knee. You can even fold your mat over just to cushion the knee. Squeeze your thighs in, tuck your tailbone under, go a little bit deeper, and then inhale, lift up into your arms, coming into your low lunge. So we're going to do quite a lot of lunges in the beginning. Firstly, they open up our hips. Secondly, they open up our chest, which both prepares for our back bend. Then you're going to release your hands to the floor, come back to downward facing dog. Just stretching out into your spine. Bring your feet to touch. Inhale, lift the left leg up, keep your hips level, drop the left outer hip down. Come forward to plank. Bring your left knee into your chest, round your back. So you're trying to get and open up the back of your heart chakra. Step your left foot forward, lower the right knee down, untuck the foot, and then again, bring your hands to your hips. Square off your hips. Take your left hip back, right hip forward. Exhale, go deeper. Draw your inner thighs in, and again, cushion the right knee if you need to. Lift your arms up and overhead. Draw your knees in, open your chest, open your heart center. Relax the skin of your back. Exhale, soften, go deeper. Release your hands to the floor. Come back to downward facing dog, stretching out your spine. Bring your feet to touch again. Inhale, lift the right leg up, keep your hips level, drop the right outer hip down. And again, come forward, bring your right knee into your chest, round your back. Step your right leg forward this time. Keep the back leg extended and you're on the ball of that back left foot. You're on your fingertips. Squeeze your knees together. If this is enough for you, stay here, okay? So don't push it, especially because I can't see any of you. Otherwise, come to bring your hands onto your hips. So remember, having compassion means having compassion for ourselves. And if these poses become too much for you, stay in the previous pose. I will always give a variation for an easier variation of the pose. From here, squeeze your thighs in, draw your right hip back, left hip forward, bring your belly to your spine, and then inhale, lift up into your arms, coming into your crescent lunge. So again, softly opening up your hips, opening up your shoulders. Take a deep breath in, open your heart center, release your hands to the floor and step back to downward facing dog. Relax your chest down. Bring your feet to touch. Inhale, lift the left leg up, draw the left outer hip down and stretch through both legs. Come forward to plank, bring your left knee into your chest, round your back. Step your left foot forward, down the ball of that back right foot. And again, if this is enough for you, you stay here. Otherwise, you bring your hands onto your hips. Move your left hip back, move your right hip forward, lift your belly to your spine, and then inhale, lift into your arms, coming into your crescent lunge. Really lift the back right thigh up. Open your heart center. Then take your hands to the floor and come back into downward dog. Stretch out your spine in your downward dog. From your downward dog, come to lower your knees down, okay? So I'm going to show you from the front, but I want you guys to stay exactly where you are on your mat. You're going to come onto your forearms, and I want you to measure opposite biceps, because then you know that your elbows are shoulder distance apart. You're then going to release your hands and interlace your fingers onto the mat. So you're on your forearms. So I'll show you what it looks like on the side, which is where you guys are at. So press into your outer wrist, press into your outer forearms, okay? So we are coming into a forearm dolphin dog and a forearm plank. Now, in order to access our shoulders, you want to press into your outer wrist, press into your outer forearms, and then your shoulder blades lift off the floor. So you don't want to be sinking here. So remember, our intention today is to open our heart. So if we're doing this, then you're sinking into your heart chakra. So open your heart, lift your shoulders. Now, tuck your toes under, and if you can, lift your knees off the floor into a forearm dog. If this is too much for you, okay, have compassion for your body and just stay in a tabletop with your forearms onto the floor. Otherwise, you are on your forearms, your buttocks are lifted, your head is down. Relax your brain. Now try and access your intention at the beginning of class. To bring positivity into your heart. To show kindness to yourself, kindness to those around you. And to sense the sense of renewal, inspiration, and upliftment from this new energy of Elul. So try and access that. Close your eyes. I know this pose is hard, but being present is about letting go of all the distractions around you and being completely in the moment, in your pose, in your thoughts, in your actions. Then from here, keep your forearms where they are. Carefully walk your feet back into a forearm plank, okay? Now this is the ultimate end of the pose. If this is too much, you just lower your knees down, okay? So wherever you are, have compassion. You're either in a forearm plank with your buttocks in line with your heels and your shoulders, or you've got your knees to the floor. Press back into your heels, lift up your belly, open into your heart. Take one more deep breath in, and then carefully lower your knees down, untuck your feet, separate your hands, and bring your hands down to the floor, and you're in a Sphinx pose. So you're gently drawing your elbows towards your chest and opening into your heart. Press into your feet, kneecaps are lifting up. Open your heart center. So this is our first real back bend. Okay, it's a very gentle back bend, but you can feel this beautiful expansion across your heart chakra. Feel the opening into your heart. Okay, and hopefully by the end of class today, you're going to feel this almost like electric energy moving through your body. That energy is the energy of our life force, our breath, and neshama, and that's what moves through our body. Slowly exhale to release, and then gently make your way back into your downward dog. Take a deep breath in your downward dog, and slowly exhale, soften your head, your heart down to the floor. Look forward, step or hop your feet between your hands. Exhale down. Inhale, lift your hands all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart center. Come back into mountain pose. Again, standing in Tadasana, close your eyes. See if you can feel a shift in energy in your body. See if you can notice this feeling of upliftment inside. And for the last almost half an hour, how everything around you, all your responsibilities of your day has disappeared, and you're just focusing on being on your mat. And then slowly come to open your eyes. We're going to repeat what we just did and take it a little bit deeper. You're going to inhale, lift your arms up. Exhale, bend into your knees, come into chair pose. Bring your hands to your heart and go a little bit deeper. You're going to hook, and I'll just show you from the front. You guys stay where you are. You're going to hook your left elbow to the outside of the right knee. The left elbow outside of the right knee. Inhale to lengthen your spine, and exhale, twist. I want you to try and lift your chest up towards your heart. So I'll just show you from the side. You want to try and get as much lift into your chest, into your heart chakra. Move your left shoulder back, right shoulder forward. Squeeze your knees, squeeze your thighs. So this is a twisted chair pose. Then come back to center. If your legs are tight, straighten it. Otherwise, you're going to hook your right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Make a fist with that left hand, cup it with the right, and lift your heart up towards your hand. Open the left shoulder. Squeeze your knees, squeeze your thighs. And then slowly come back to center. Exhale to fold all the way down. Inhale to your flat back. Step or hop back to downward dog. Head is down, brain is relaxed. Bring your feet to touch. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Keep your hips level. Drop the right outer hip down. Come forward to plank. Bring your right knee into your chest. Round your back. Try and get the knee towards the nose. Then step the right leg forward. Lower the left knee down. Untuck the foot. Come up. Bring your hands to your hips. So again, please cushion the left knee if you need to. Draw your inner knees in, inner thighs in. This time, I want you to take your hands behind your back and interlace your hands behind your back. Now, straight away, what happens is your shoulders move towards each other and your heart center opens. You lift up slightly, draw your knees towards each other. Exhale, go a little bit deeper. Open your chest and open up into your heart. Now, those of you that practice yoga regularly, I want you to feel, okay, I'm going to release my hands. You guys don't release your hands. I want you to feel like someone is taking their hands to the sides of your rib cage, lifting your rib cage up towards your sternum, and then moving the sternum back, almost like you've got a backpack behind your back. Okay, so that's the action. Lift your ribs up, open your sternum, and open your chest. So you're not swinging your neck back. The opening is coming from your heart center. So take a deep breath in, Exhale, open. Be grateful for the breath that you have in your body. And then slowly come to release and just step back to downward facing dog. Bring your feet to touch. Inhale, lift the left leg up. Keep your hips level. Come forward, bring your left knee into your chest, round your back. Step your left foot forward, lower the right knee down and tuck the foot. And bring your hands to your hips. So in fact, for a moment, all of you do this. Take your hands to like your lower rib cage, almost like someone is literally taking their hands onto your lower rib. Then you want to lift the rib cage up towards your chest, and then open your heart, almost take your hand under your armpit to create that space and opening into your upper back. Then take your hands back, interlace your fingers, the uncomfortable grip now, and now open into your heart chakra. Squeeze your inner knees, touch your tailbone under, bring your belly to your spine, and open up your heart center. Feel the breath moving throughout the heart chakra area. Then release your hands to the floor, come back to downward facing dog. Bring your feet to touch. Inhale, lift the right leg up. Keep your hips level. Come forward, bring your right knee into your chest, round your back. Step your right leg forward, coming into a lunge with your back leg lifted. If this is enough for you, you stay here with your fingertips to the floor. Otherwise, carefully bring your hands onto your hips. Stay here for a moment, open your chest, and then again, take your hands back behind you, opening through your heart chakra. Inner knees draw in, and then feel the lower ribs lifting to the sternum, coming to a deeper back bend. Open your chest and your heart. Lift up through the back of that left thigh. And if it's too much for you, you just keep your fingertips to the floor. Take one more breath in, open your chest, open your heart. Then carefully release your hands to the floor and just step back into downward facing dog. Moving to the left side, inhale, lift the left leg up, keep your hips level. Step your left foot between your hands, staying on the ball of that back foot. Either staying here if this is enough for you, otherwise carefully bringing your hands onto your hips. Then from here, take your hands back, interlace your fingers, the uncomfortable grip, inner knees draw in, lift the lower ribs to the sternum and open your chest and your heart without swinging your neck back. So the opening is across the heart center. Keep breathing. Take one more breath in, release your hands, come back to downward facing dog. And again, come to lower your knees down. So I'll just show you from the front, but you guys stay where you are. Measure opposite biceps. And this time I want you to interlace your fingers, the uncomfortable grip. So it's one baby finger down, okay? And if you're not sure what that is, you just interlace your fingers the normal way. If this is enough for you, just stay here. Otherwise, you press into your outer wrist, press into your outer forearm, lift your belly up, tuck your toes under, and come up into your dolphin dog again. Head is off the floor. So we're using this to really open up and warm up our shoulders in preparation for our back bend. Now again, although this is difficult, try and see if you can close your eyes and come back to your intention. Come back to this feeling of this time of introspection, the time of looking deep within ourselves, the time of accessing the best part of ourselves, the best version of ourselves, and to use that in our work towards others. Now, keeping your forearms where they are, carefully walk your feet back, coming into a forearm plank. Lift up into your belly. If this is too much for you, just lower your knees down. Press back into your heels. Open across your heart center. And then from here, lower your knees down. Come all the way down. Untuck your feet. Release your hands and come into your Sphinx pose. So draw your elbows towards your chest. Open your heart center. Almost feel like a beautiful light is coming out of that heart area, shining forth in front of you. So the heart chakra, the color is green. So I want you to imagine, it's hard to imagine green coming out of your heart. It's like a weird image, but maybe you can think of green grass and think. You can close your eyes for a moment and just imagine this beautiful green light moving through your body. And then slowly exhale to release and come back into downward facing dog. Inhale to look forward, step or hop your feet between your hands. Exhale down, inhale, lift your hands all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart, release into mountain pose. Okay, so we're going to do a standing balance, just opening up our shoulders and hips a little bit more. If you struggle with balance, you can always actually stand up next to a wall or even place your one hand near a wall, okay? So don't be afraid to use the support of the wall. Bring your hands to your hips. You're going to bend your knees just a little bit. Come onto the ball of the right foot. You're going to cross your right thigh over your left thigh, okay? This might be enough for you. And some of you, if you're really struggling, you can place the ball of the right foot to the outside of the left ankle on the floor. Otherwise, maybe you can intertwine that right foot behind the left calf. Okay, so you're either here or you're here, okay? So just listen to your body. Then, either keeping your hands to your hips or even to your heart. Otherwise, if you want to take it further, you take your arms forward, you place your right arm on top of the left, intertwine your forearm and lift your arms up, okay? Just going to show you from the side. So the right leg goes over the left, either your hands are to your heart or your right arm comes on top of the left, intertwining into, this is called eagle pose. So bend a little bit deeper. If you need that foot out to support you, go for it. If your hands are to your heart, go for it. Bend a little bit deeper, lift your arms up. Now pull your elbows apart if your arms are in eagle to feel the stretch through your upper back. Take one more breath in, release your hands, and slowly come to stand into Tadasana. Take a deep breath in, slow deep breath out. So moving to the other side, just bring your hands onto your hips, bend your knees just a little bit, come onto the ball of the left foot, lift the left leg up, cross the left thigh over the right, either just bringing the left foot down to the floor next to the right ankle, or you're going to intertwine that left foot behind the right calf. Then your hands either stay into your heart or your arms come forward, and this time your left elbow crosses over the right. Okay, so I'll show you from the side. Legs are intertwined. Maybe your left elbow goes over the right into your Garudasana arms. Squeeze your inner knees towards each other. Pull your elbows apart. You should feel a deep stretch into the back of your chest. Quieten your brain. Exhale, go deeper. And then slowly release your hands, release your legs, and just come to stand at the front of your mat in Tadasana. Close your eyes for a moment. So in yoga, we have to prepare our bodies for where we're going. The same in life. We have to take the time to prepare our brains, our minds, our connection to Hashem. Nothing happens overnight. So now our bodies are ready in preparation for all our back bends that we're going to spend the rest of the class doing. So slowly come to open your eyes. You're going to inhale, lift your hands up and overhead. Exhale to fold down. Come to your flat back, step back to downward dog. From your downward dog, come forward to plank. Either chaturanga to your belly or lower your knees down and come all the way down. Okay. So the important thing with back bend is that your legs have to work and your glutes have to work. Otherwise, you're going to feel it in your lower back. So lift your right leg up, internally rotate the thigh and bring it down. Lift the left leg up, internally rotate it, bring it down. Press the feet into the floor. If you can see the screen, my feet are on the floor, but my knees are actually lifting up, which means my legs are really, really working. If your legs aren't working, then that's what happens. You have to press your feet into the floor, suck up the back of your knees so your knees lift off the floor, okay? That's stage one. Now, bring your head to the floor, take your arms back, And I want you to keep your palms facing in towards your mouth. Pressing into your feet, down. I want you to imagine you've got glue on the tops of your feet. Push your pubic bone into the floor. You're going to inhale, lift your chest off the floor and float your arms back like you're diving into a pool. So your whole chest is lifted. We did this in our lunge, the same action in our back. Feel your ribs lifting up towards your chest. Push into your feet, kneecaps lifted. This is our first one. So take it slow. We're going to do quite a few of these with different arm variations. Take one more breath in, see if you can lift up even higher, and then slowly release and just let go. In between, let your legs relax, let your feet relax, and relax your chin. Take a deep breath in, slow deep breath out. Okay, moving to our second one. This time, I want you to interlace your fingers behind your back like we did with our lunges. Press into your feet, roll your shoulders. Inhale, lift your chest off the floor. Keep your head down, relax your neck. Now, those of you, okay, that are able to and don't have lower back issues, you can lift your feet off the floor. But only lift your feet off the floor if it doesn't hurt your lower back. And if you lift your feet off the floor, I don't want you to bend your knees. You have to really stretch your legs back. Use your glutes to lift up. Take one more breath in. Stretch your legs as much as you can. And then slowly release. Let go completely. Let go. Let your cheek rest to the floor. Take a deep breath in. And a slow, smooth, deep breath out. Then again, interlace your fingers for uncomfortable grip. Press into your feet, lift your kneecaps up, roll your shoulders, inhale, lift your chest, float your upper back, and maybe float your legs. Head is down, brain is relaxed. Open your chest. Now stretch your legs back. Use your lower glute muscles to lift up the backs of your hamstrings. Open into your heart center. Feel the heart chakra opening up. You can feel the energy moving there. And then slowly exhale to release. Relax your arms. Take a deep breath in. And then slowly come onto your hands and knees. And we're going to just stretch our backs out in downward dog. Just your head down, brain relaxed. Notice how the downward dog has changed. Maybe you can get your chest and your head closer towards the floor. Come forward to plank again. Lower your knees down and come all the way down. Okay. So the first cobra variation we're going to do, I want your hands in line with your breastbone. Okay, so fingertips in line with your breastbone. And then your elbows bend in towards your ribs like you're a little chicken. Okay. Now your feet are on the tops of your feet, kneecaps are lifting, legs are strong. You're going to inhale, roll your shoulders up, and then lift your chest off the floor. But now I want you to float your hands to make sure you're only using your upper back muscles. Relax your neck and just check where your jaw is. Are you straining your jaw to hold the pose? Or is your jaw relaxed and maybe you're just breathing softly into your nose? So just assess where that is. Work your legs, don't forget your legs. Neck is relaxed. Take one more breath in, see if you can lift up even higher, and then release. Just make a pillow with your hands, and just let relax completely. Slow breath in, and a slow, smooth, deep breath out. Then from here, work your legs. You're taking your fingers wider than your mat, and I want you to cup your fingers like you are holding onto an orange. Then move your shoulder blades down and bring your elbows towards your rib cage. Then from here, inhale, lift your chest. Now you're using your fingers and you're going a little bit higher into your cobra pose. If this hurts your lower back, then you just go down, okay? You're only gonna lift up high if you have no pain in your lower back. Now, push your pubic bone into the floor, open your chest, shoulder blades move down, lift your kneecaps up. Feel how the stretch happens in the front of your chest. Take a deep breath in. See if you can lift your ribs up towards your chest. One more breath in, and then slowly exhale to release. And again, make a pillow with your hands. Deep breath in and a slow deep breath out. Now you're going to take your hands also beyond the mat, but I want your arms at a 90-degree angle to your mat, okay? You're going to inhale, press into your feet. Inhale, lift your chest off the floor, float your arms off the floor this time, and now float your legs. So again, almost like you're diving into your mat, but your hands like 90 degrees. Inhale, lift your chest. Imagine someone is taking a strap over your chest, under your arm, and lifting you up. Stretch your legs back. Take one more deep breath in, see if you can lift up even higher. And then slowly exhale to release. Make a pillow with your hands. Slow deep breath in and a slow, smooth, deep breath out. Okay, so the last one we're going to do in this series is upward facing dog. If it's too much for you, you're going to stop at cobra. So all of you take your hands back, even below your breastbone, towards your lower ribs, okay? You're going to roll your shoulders and then lift up that baby cobra, and maybe that's enough for you, okay? Otherwise, you press into your hand. You're going to lift your chest, lift your tummy off the floor, so only your hands and your feet are on the floor. Lift your lower ribs up to your sternum, engage the backs of your muscles, and open into your heart. Okay, so you either are in upward dog or you are in your baby cobra. Those of you that are in upward dog and practice yoga regularly, slide your feet forward towards your hands, lift up your chest and open your heart even more. Push into the backs of your feet, open into your heart center. Take one more breath in, and now exhale over your toes, everybody, and come into your downward facing dog. Head is down, brain is relaxed, neck is soft. Take a deep breath in and a slow, smooth, deep breath out. And then just come to lower your knees down. Okay, so we're moving into our last round of back bends, into our bridge pose, okay? So if you're not sure of bridge pose, just watch the screen. Otherwise, you're going to lie down onto your back. Your feet are hip distance apart and your feet are right up to your sitting bones. You're going to bring your arms alongside your body, okay? And on an inhalation, press into your feet, lift your tailbone off the floor, then interlace your fingers behind your back, roll your right shoulder onto your back, roll your left shoulder onto your back, and using your glute muscles, lift up your tailbone into a bridge pose. Okay, head stays straight. So once you've seen the pose, keep your head looking up. Now, take the awareness into the big toes of your feet. Press into your big toes of your feet. Press into your inner heels of your feet. Use the backs of your thighs, backs of your glutes to lift your tailbone up to the ceiling. And now you should feel a beautiful opening into your heart chakra. All that work has now come into the final pose. So use your back body, lift up as much as you can, and then slowly release, upper back, middle back. Come all the way down, and don't hug your knees into your chest, just tense your knees in towards each other, and take a deep breath in, close your eyes, and a slow deep breath out. We're going to repeat that 2 more times. Feet are hip distance apart. Feet are close to your sitting bones. Press into your feet now. Tuck your tailbone under. Peel your pelvis up. Interlace your fingers for uncomfortable grip. Roll your right shoulder onto your back, left shoulder onto your back. And then once you have got that positioning, then use your back body to lift up. The back bends are the hardest pose to do because you can't see your back body. Yeah, you can see your front body, you can see your chest, you can see your belly, but you can't see your back body. So now take the awareness to the back body, to your glutes, to your thighs, to the backs of your shoulders, and lift up. Press into the inner linings of your feet. Draw your thighs towards each other. And then slowly exhale to release. Tense your knees in towards each other. Take a deep breath in. And a slow deep breath out. Okay, so this is literally our last back bend. Okay, we're going to hold it a little bit longer, and I want you to integrate everything we've done into class today. Bring your feet close to you, tuck your tailbone under, lift it off the floor. This time, interlace your fingers, the comfortable grip, roll your shoulders onto your back, lift your tailbone up, and really see if you can get maximum opening into your back bend. Now feel, close your eyes, relax your jaw, and take all the awareness into your heart center. Open up your heart to yourself. Open up your heart to those around you. Open up your heart to Hashem, to connecting to Hashem during this very special time. Take one more breath in, and slowly, slowly, slowly exhale to release. And just take a deep breath in, slow deep breath out. And then carefully roll to your right side and just come up to seated. Okay, so we're going to spend a few moments just releasing our spine after the back bend. So come to a comfortable cross-legged position. Please sit onto a blanket. If your knees are very high up, it means you need a blanket to sit on. And using your fingertips, move the flesh away from underneath your buttocks and just open into your chest. You're going to inhale, lift your left arm up, twist to the right knee, take your left hand to the right knee, and just take your right hand behind you. Inhale to lengthen, and exhale, just come to a simple spinal twist, just to release your spine. Open through the right shoulder. Feel the right side of your rib cage moving back, left side of the rib cage moving forward. Take one more breath in, inhale to lengthen, exhale, twist a little bit more. And then slowly exhale to release. Inhale, lift into your arm, twist towards the left, take your right hand to your left knee, left hand behind you. Inhale to lengthen your spine. Exhale, twist a little bit deeper towards the left, opening through the left shoulder. I'm going to take one more deep breath in. Exhale, twist a little bit more. And then slowly exhale to release. So if you have a blanket or a block or a foam or something to sit on, then you can place it and sit onto it. If you don't, you'll just do without. And then from here, just come to extend your legs out in front of you. Move the flesh away from underneath your buttocks. Bring your fingertips next to you. Bend your right knee. Bring your right heel quite close to your right sitting bone. Left leg is straight. Now holding the right knee with the right hand, lift the left arm up, twist, and bring your left elbow to the outside of the right knee. I know it's hard to see because I'm wearing black on black, but my left elbow is to the outside of the right knee, my right hand's behind you. Slide the left leg forward, lift your chest, and just gently twist over to the right. This is again just to release our backs. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, twist and open up through that right shoulder. Good, take a deep breath in. Inhale to lengthen, exhale, twist. And then slowly come to release. Straighten out through both legs. Bend up into your left leg. Hold onto your left knee with your left hand. Lift your right arm up. Bring the left knee center and just hook the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Take your left hand behind you. Inhale to lengthen. Slide that right leg forward and open through the chest. Feeling the opening across the left shoulder. Inhale to lengthen and exhale to twist. And you can start to feel now how the nervous system has changed. With the back bends, our nervous system kind of becomes more upbeat. Now we're moving into our parasympathetic nervous system and we're starting to quieten our brains down. And then slowly come to release. Come to lie down onto your backs. Make sure you're warm. We're going to do a beautiful small little meditation on our backs just to end off our class. So make sure that you're warm. You're going to lie onto your back and just come to hug your knees into your chest. Right knee into your chest. Extend your left leg on the mat. Flex through the left foot. Make sure your right leg is relaxed. And then come to swap over. Bring your left knee into your chest. extend through the right leg. And then come to bring both knees into your chest. Bring your feet to the floor. So we're moving into Shavasana, which is your final relaxation pose. Lift your bum up, move the flesh away from you, extend your legs, and open up into your arms with your palms facing up and come to close your eyes. So I'd like you guys to stay here. I'm going to sit up because I want to take you through this meditation. For you guys, lie on your back, palms up, feet relaxed, and just gently come to close your eyes. So just settling your body down, relaxing your whole body completely. Scan your body, make sure that you're not holding on to any tension. With Shavasana, the final relaxation is the most important part of your practice. It's where you integrate everything that you've done. And actually, in this pose is where you are the best version of yourself. If we could hold on to how we feel right now, as the day sits in front of us, then we would be the best version of who we could be. We're just going to spend the last few moments just with a simple gratitude meditation. So today we've opened up our hearts to ourselves, to those around us, to our connection to Hashem. And for today, let's all focus on all that we have. Just for a moment, notice the beating of your heart. Without your heart beating, we would not be able to do anything in our day. We would not be able to operate. We would not be alive. Then notice your breathing. Notice the breath going in through the nostrils. Notice the breath as it leaves the nostrils. This breath, this neshama, is what guides us, what holds us, what keeps us alive. And as we all know, breathing has become very, very compromised for many people right now. So just be grateful for your breath. Being able to see, to taste, to smell. These are things we all should be grateful for. Being grateful for all the food we eat, how much we have. We are just so lucky. Being grateful for the movement of our arms and our limbs, being able to have a healthy body to practice yoga, to just carry out our day. For a moment, thinking about the house we have over our heads, the space we have to practice yoga, the houses we have to live in, how grateful and lucky we are. Be grateful for the people around us and how blessed we are to have people that we care about and people we can show love to. Focus on all that we have. And for today, say how much we love our life instead of complaining how bad it is. Let's fill our minds with positive things. Let's create a positive soundtrack for our day. How much we appreciate the things in our lives. And most importantly, let's connect to the depths of our role within the universe. So for the next few moments of silence, integrate all of that into your heart. So quietly in your own time, coming to make movements into your fingers and your toes, bending your knees, rolling to your right hand side, just coming up to seated, and just come into a comfortable cross-legged position. Bring your hands to your heart and just keep your eyes closed, just to close off our practice. Take a slow, deep breath in. As you exhale, release your head to your heart. Having gratitude for all that we have. Gratitude to Hashem for all that we have. and to use that gratitude to give to those around us. Thank you all so much. Thank you for joining. I'm so glad none of you dropped off during the lesson. Have a beautiful, beautiful day, and I hope you can keep the sense of positivity